What if I told you there's a way to bring together the old practice of smoking hookah using foil and new innovative modern style heat management device together? You think it's possible? It is. Today we got ARKA Savant heat management device. It's gonna change the way you use smoking hookah. If you're still using foil, of course. Especially, we invited the owner of the company who is going to show us and tell us how to use it, why we should use it, and everything else. Make sure to subscribe to our channel because we see there's 95% of you who's watching are not subscribed to our channel. These help us create more content and more videos for you guys, more educational and funny stuff. Yeah, we came across this device before even this was released to the public for sale. To be honest, I haven't tried yet because this particular heat management device is used with foil, and I haven't used foil in like years. I don't even remember last time I used foil. If you know the video where I use foil, comment down below and we'll ship this heat management device for you for free. This one sits tightly on top of the bowl. It also has connectors you can buy separately. This ring, it kind of has a small M sign. It stands for medium. There's a small, medium, and large sizes, I guess. Those are basic bowls. They basically are all standard size, so small, medium, large. I know there's a extra large, but nobody using those. Thank you, Mario, for providing me with foil. I know it's been laying in our storage for a while. Finally, I got some use for it. Sarkis is well known in the hookah industry, and he's been doing hookah for a while. How'd you get to the point for this product?
Kirill, honestly, the main goal I think for all of us is to give something to the community, to the people that enjoy hookah, so that we can all get better at hookah and ultimately fall in love with hookah and enjoy hookah together.
I agree.
That's always the motive here. One of the main goals was to basically create a tool that allows you to enjoy sessions without doing much work. That was the ultimate goal. So convenience and ease of use were a top priority for me. And number two is I really wanted to make something for foil because there's 20,000 HMDs for, okay, that's an exaggeration. There's at least like 3 or 4 dozen brands of HMDs that are typical, no foil, replace foil. Started with the Cloud Lotus, and it went on from there. And basically every other HMD on the market is essentially a replica of the Cloud Lotus.
Yeah.
Kudos to Cloud for making the innovation. Give credit where it's due. And to this day, I even use the Cloud Lotus. It's not like I don't for specific applications.
And funny thing is some people still use Cloud Lotus and they put foil so the tobacco won't get stick to it.
Yeah, that's the irony,
well,
right?
What's the point of using that then?
Yeah, so there are people that still prefer to use foil, and there are people on the other side where they would rather not use foil, but they're so irked by the frustration of having to clean the cloud,
yeah,
that they'd rather just kind of take away some percentage of the potential of their session for the sake of ease of use and cleanliness. Now that's what this inspired, this concept of what I call the Savant. It's called a Savant because it essentially thinks for you. It does almost everything for you, minus deciding when to take down the third coal. So as you're letting it heat up, and as it gets a temp, once you bring it down to 2 coals, the Savant just starts kind of taking over, and it's designed and engineered for that reason. The material we made it out of, the specific shape, where it's thicker, where it's thinner. For example, at the thickest part over here is 8 millimeters wide, and at the thinnest it's about 2.5 millimeters wide. And there's a reason for that. It is not because it looks good, although the aesthetics came out, everything fell into place. That was very convenient for me. But it was because of engineering. I also used a different kind of material that nobody's used before. We call it's aluminum, but nobody has used CNC machined pure block of billet aluminum to create an HMD before. It's usually die cast, as we know. And this is the first of its kind. In addition to that, we use 316 stainless steel for the inner plate. And also the design of the plate matters in terms of how it disperses heat and heats up and delivers the kind of heat that most people would find ideal for their flavor and clouds and longevity of the session.
All right, it's a lot of engineering. So what's gonna happen if people gonna just put this on top of the tobacco without foil? Is that gonna work?
People without using
I'm pretty sure some gonna use that without foil.
Can it work? Theoretically, yes. If you use a very deep bowl and underpack by like 5, 6, 7 millimeters, theoretically it should be okay, but you're not going to have anywhere near a good quality session as you would if you just take your 15 seconds and foil your bowl. But the Savant, in every metric of the word, was designed and engineered for use with foil specifically. And what I mean by that is, unlike other HMDs, can we be a little open and honest and
Yeah.
transparent here? Let's be honest. Most
That's why we're here.
most brands that create HMDs, they just take the Cloud Lotus and they say, how can we change it a little bit so that we don't get sued?
Right.
And then make the same product, essentially, maybe changing the material, stainless steel or aluminum, and then, you know, getting rid of the bumps in the bottom maybe, or some small adjustment, some difference, and then they put it on the market. And if it's good, people like it. If it's not, it disappears from the market after some time. I designed this with thermal mapping, and that means that with foil, because that's what it's intended for, I literally took a infrared gun and I measured every 5 minutes the top of the Savant, the middle of the Savant, and the bottom of the Savant, the center of the Savant of the actual plate. And I actually have a customized bowl that I use that has a 3 millimeter hole drilled in the side of it, where a thermometer needle can go into, and I measure the internal bowl temperature as well. And we did that every 5 minutes for dozens of sessions.
Yeah. How long did it take from the idea to get this in real life? You know, that time frame.
That's actually,
because I'm pretty sure there was a lot of engineering and
the final version you see today is actually the 9th variation of the prototype that eventually became the final version. It took me about 4 months, 5 months to create the product, and then it took about another 8 months to finalize the coating and the anodization.
I already packed the bowl to recognize the flavor I usually smoke, so I put the same flavor.
So how you want to start it up is, if you want it to start up quicker, you could just put 4 coals in there, but I recommend going slower and just doing 3 stacked like that. Just like that? Yeah, that's perfect.
I'm pretty sure some of you already have this product. If you tried this, comment down below what you guys think about it. Yeah, and especially those who try it without foil, what you guys think.
So if we take this bowl out, and let's say there's a situation where the bowl is moved for some reason, ash will fall, but it will contain the coal better and more than any other HMD on the market today. So there's no need to get a specialty bowl like a lip bowl or anything like that. You could use, yeah, that's gonna happen, you know.
But as long as it keeps chocolate in.
Yeah, you could use your favorite bowl without any limitations, and the Savant will fit.
I remember the moment when I used foil with charcoal set, the moment when you see the chair, and the moment not to return back, and it falls, everything falls on the carpet.
It's too easy.
So
yeah. So this is
I like that.
Yeah, for home use, lounges will really benefit from this, because we spend so much money on nice leather furniture, and then we have to reupholster every 6 months, you know. So this will help curb that. Now, of course, realistically speaking, it's not an absolute solution, and I admit it. It's not gonna, if the whole bowl falls over, you can't stop that. But 9 out of 10 times, when there's a situation where the hookah shakes, the Savant will stay on the bowl, and it will contain the coals inside of it as well. I learned everything I know about hookah by mastering foil first, you know, using those classic bowls, the Turkish style or the Egyptian style bowls. You have to learn that first and understand the fundamentals and foundations of hookah before you could go forward. And I want to kind of give people a reason to use foil again, because the quality of the flavor, and you could tell me,
I can tell it's different, to be honest. And it's not fresh charcoals already, and 2 of them inside, and it goes well.
Yeah, it's
the heat transfer is very good.
It's very efficient, because it's also a little bit wider. It gives you a lot of variability in terms of how you position your coals, and allowing you to move the coals to fresher areas so that you could extend the length of your session if you're into that. Or you could, you know, make sure that you have a great like 1 or 2 hour session, or you could push it to something to 3 hours or more even.
And you don't have to clean heat measurement device. When using foil, you just have to flip charcoals really often, and as I figure right now, you basically have to do it. You just move them around, and they still.
I wouldn't even recommend you do that. You could move them around with fresh round of coals.
Yeah.
Or if you want to kind of, if you plan only smoking for like an hour or an hour 30, you could move them out around halfway in the session. but it's definitely advantageous. It basically makes your hookah smoking experience a lot more simplified, and it does all the thinking for you. And this is why the Savant is called the Savant. The Savant is like a super genius, really good at one particular thing, and this is really good at heat management and giving you great sessions.
How many layers of the foil do you use? Because here I pack just one layer.
It depends on the thickness.
I mean, yeah,
Depends on the thickness of your
yeah.
foil. Those of you guys who follow me, and if you know me, you know what I'm gonna say. Save yourself some money. Go to Smart and Final or Costco and buy generic brand heavy duty foil. And I mean generic, not Reynolds. Generic brand heavy duty foil. Not that.
Yeah.
Those are usually 18 to 20 microns, and double foil it. Not only will the foiling process be a little bit easier because it's a little more malleable because it's half the thickness of a 40 micron foil. Meaning, you know, foiling it is a lot easier. You don't have to worry about like this. You just kind of slap it on and crimp it, and then it'll get the form correct, and you can get a nice drum tight foil without much effort. But that's how I recommend it. However, of course, I calculated the fact that a lot of hookah enthusiasts like using those fancy 40 micron foils, you know, that are specialty made for hookah. So it also works beautifully with that, as you're seeing right now, even with 2 coals about 30 minutes into the session now.
Still goes well.
It's gonna go that way for the next. Ultimately, listen, it depends on when you want to add more coal. At some point, about like an hour, hour 15, you're gonna put the 3rd coal back in there. It's gonna push it for another, you know, 20, 30 more minutes. And then you got new set of coals, which you would put at the opposite ends, and then ride it for another hour, hour 15, and then if you want to stop.
And since this is our first impression, and I'm really impressed, you know, 10 out of 10.
Oh,
I would say.
Oh, 10 out of 10. That's the first 10 out of 10
sure.
hookah rating
I'm
in the world.
I would take 1 out for foil, but you know,
The flavor's too good.
Yeah, it's too good.
The flavor's too good. And that was the mission, really, was to get over that hump with foil, because you could get sessions so good that you don't even mind foiling suddenly.
And the thing is, there is nothing hard about this, how to pack it, how to manage that. It's so simple. Yeah, we're gonna leave all links down below. Make sure to check it out. Subscribe to our channel. Come visit us in LA. Thank you, and see you next video. Peace.
Take care, guys. Thank you.
Alright, it's been our review for ARKA Savant heat management device. I hope this brought 2 worlds together, those who are using foil and heat management device, or maybe those who still use foil can finally switch to heat management device like this. Alright, make sure to subscribe to our channel, give us thumbs up, follow us on Telegram, Instagram, and share this video with your friends for those who are still using foil, and see you in the next video. Peace.